Welcome back to Shape Your Life. Now, there is a saying that we are what we eat. We spoke to a representative from the Cambridge Weight Plan to discuss the importance of eating well. Daisy, thank you so much for your time and joining us on Shape Your Life.
Oh, thank you so much, Ronald. It's good to be here.
My first question would be this, is that, I've read a lot about the Cambridge Weight Plan.
Weight Plan, yes.
What is it?
Okay. Cambridge Weight Plan, it believes in real people, real support and real results. We've been successfully helping people for over 30 years, and also we've got our program says flexible that can fit with your own lifestyle as well, with one-on-one consultation.
But that's good to know, because I think the support to help people lose weight is important. But is there a serious obesity crisis in South Africa?
You know, Ronald, it saddens me when I think about that, because a health survey was conducted and it revealed that almost 68% of women in South Africa are overweight, 31% of men are overweight, and 13% of children are overweight.
We're facing the dilemma of the medical data showing us that being obese equals health risks.
Yes.
But on the other hand, we in Africa, man, this is our heritage.
I know.
How do you balance that when you're dealing with clients and advise them to lose weight?
You must change the way you eat. You must feed your body with good nutrition as well. And also it goes back to eating the right food, exercise, and also drink lots and lots of water.
What would you classify as the unhealthy food that many people are consuming? Because it not only increases our risk of obesity, it also increases our risk of diabetes.
I think they should be avoiding fatty food. It's like animal fat and also junk food as well, and large quantity of sugar, because that's when diabetes comes in. So if you're gonna reduce that, at least you can try to have a healthy lifestyle by making sure that you change your mindset, for example, and change your lifestyle completely by eating all the right food.
When it comes to a particular eating strategy for type 1 or type 2 diabetic, we know that type 1, they're born with it, they need to inject insulin all the time.
Yes.
We know that type 2 is lifestyle onset.
Yes.
What would the differentiators be in the eating advice you would give them?
Okay. When it comes with type 1, you know that type 1, they need to consult their doctor, because they must be sure how much insulin they should inject themselves if they've eaten the wrong stuff as well. And with type 2, basically it's all about eating the right thing, going to the gym. I think basically when it comes to type 2, it's a bit better, because it comes to us as well as Cambridge, because we do assist with type 2, but we can assist with both though.
What is a realistic expectation of monthly weight loss to make sure that it's sustainable over a longer period of time?
If you want to achieve something, you must change the way you think at first, because it doesn't make sense when someone can come and say, I want to lose weight, then 3 months down the line, they've gained all the weight. We are here to guide you, to go through the journey with you, but at the same time, you end up being alone, because you are the one who has to be serious about maintaining your weight, but you can start by losing weight and try by maintaining by eating all the right things as well.
How do you get your family to support you to, one is, eat healthy, manage your weight, and decrease your risk of diabetes?
Because you must keep in mind that kids pick up behaviors through observation. So if it starts at home, it means that it starts from the kitchen. You must start preparing food that will accommodate your family as well. You can have your veggies, you can have your meat, but a palm size, so that it can accommodate both, like your family and also you as well, when you are in a process of losing weight or even maintaining your body. So it becomes a lifestyle more than anything.
Now, when it comes to people that say, eating healthy, Baba, it's an effect on my wallet and it's a bad effect on my wallet, what's your answer to that?
You can't have quota every day, because if you're going to have quota every day, it's going to be expensive. With veggies, if you can buy bulk of veggies, it will last you for 2 weeks or for a week. So if you are conscious about your health, it goes back to saying you must make sure that you're eating the right food.
So how do you empower people to start making these conscious decisions?
Okay, there's a saying that you can take your horse to the river, but you can never force it to drink water. We can be here as your guideline, showing the right thing to do and saying that you must eat this and that, but it's highly up to you. I think people have to be more educated regarding how obesity can threaten your life, because you'll be accumulating so many diseases along the way. You don't have to wait also for a doctor to tell you that you need to lose weight, because you must be health conscious as well.
What would that motivation and one piece of advice be to say, get off that couch, come and chat to us, and this is what you need to do to start on this journey?
They need to love their body. They need to feed their body the good nutrition, and also they need to be informed. But we are here as Cambridge Weight Plan to assist them. If they want more info, they can call us on 087 551 0623. And also we've got a website that they can check, which is cambridgeweightplan.co.za. They can follow us on Facebook as well, which is at Cambridge Weight Plan South Africa.
Thank you so much for your time and for helping people look after their waistlines, but more importantly, looking after their waistlines to look after their risk of having type 2 diabetes.
Thank you.
When it comes to diabetes, access to information is important so that one can know what to eat and the effects it has on our bodies. We caught up with Dr. Sundeep Ruda to find out more. Doctor, thank you so much for joining us in studio.
Thanks for having me.
My first question to you would be this, is that what is sugar and what impact does high sugar have on our bodies?
The definition of food is any substance we ingest to maintain wellness, growth, and well-being, right? So anything we put into our mouths to do that is food, and it's always healthy for us, right? Now, food that occurs naturally, food that comes from the ground, fish, dairy products, are all healthy for you because they serve a nutritional benefit. Anything that comes out of a factory usually, which is processed to some degree, gratifies taste more than gives you growth and well-being. In general, I'm speaking, right? So food that comes out of the ground has certain forms of healthy sugar, but usually that healthy sugar is combined with fiber of the natural product. However, there's the bad sugars that come out of processed food. So the example would be a soft drink, where it has no nutritional benefit whatsoever. It simply gratifies taste on the tongue, right? And the average can of soft drink today has about 10 teaspoons of refined fructose. And when you dump that into the body, you don't feel satiated, you don't feel like you've satisfied your hunger, which means you continue eating regardless. So when people say this can be part of a healthy diet, it's usually not true, because people will have one or two of those drinks with a big fat meal as well, right? And then the dumping of this processed sugar into the bloodstream very rapidly stretches your pancreas to make more insulin to remove it from the bloodstream. And that stretch on the pancreas causes harm to the pancreas. Extra sugar has to be stored somewhere because we don't burn it off. People don't realize that you need about 20 to 30 minutes of brisk exercise at a heart rate of about 140, 150 to burn the kilojoules in one can of soft drink. So now that sugar's got to be stored around the waist. And what we know today is that waste fat is really bad for us. It produces what we call cytokines, toxins, that can impact on your liver and mess your cholesterol up. It can impact on your kidney and raise your blood pressure. It also contributes to the risk of developing certain cancers. Today when you go to a supermarket, often the supermarkets have a healthy food aisle. So what else, what's the rest of the stuff they're selling? You know, is that healthy for you? You got to question things. And I think the invitation is to the consumer, the general public, to question everything that they're putting into their mouth before they put it into their mouth.
When it comes to these food products out there, when you look at the shelves, things are either going to be fat-free or they're going to be sugar-free. And us as consumers, we don't question that like you mentioned. So we fall for that and say, okay, you know what, I want to watch my sugar, let me choose a sugar-free option. What are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, so there's been a lot of misunderstanding based on the old dietary guidelines that everything must be fat-free. The point is, if I'm making the point that food in its natural form is always healthy for you, right? And that's okay, as long as it's taken in the right proportion. However, when you go to the shelves, remember that things on the shelves have been created by human beings for a purpose. The intention behind that is some kind of profit, not really your well-being. When agriculture first came about, the idea was to free up individuals to pursue other endeavors, science, mathematics, philosophy, whatever. And the farmers became the providers for what you needed to sustain your life. But then the whole, capitalistic culture came into play, where food is now about profit. It's not about well-being really. We sell well-being as a secondary idea, the primary. So when you see these products on the shelves, initially everyone said fat-free, but those fat-free guidelines from the early 1970s, or when was it? With that we have not seen a reduction in obesity. The first thing to question is, do you need to have those products off the shelf, right? Secondly, when they made it fat-free, they had to maintain the flavor. So they added chemicals and certain sugars and that sort of thing. So it doesn't seem ideal to maintain fat-free as such. And I need to say that with a bit of caution, because today the environment is so obesogenic that anything you consume can contribute to tipping you over into obesity or diabetes or something. So I think what I'm trying to say is, end of the day, is we need to relook at those old dietary guidelines. I don't think they're correct, right? But at the same token, going forward, we mustn't create any extremism with diet. We've got to individualize diets to person's needs, keeping food simple, eating real food, you know, in proportions that are moderate to sustain health. That should be the simple philosophy at the end of the day.
I love that, you know, sustain health rather than satisfy a craving, because by the time the stomach signals the brain to stop eating, we've definitely overconsumed.
And that's the dilemma of choice for human beings, isn't it? Because when you look at the perfect ecosystem in nature where human beings don't interfere, you rarely see an overweight or underweight zebra or game or even lions. You know, they'll eat to purpose and then they stop, you know. So human beings have this dilemma of choice. When you feel hungry, you eat. But there's this feeling of enjoyment with that, and we get stuck with that perception, and we want to recreate it. So then we go beyond what we need.
When it comes to governing our choices, we know that type 2 diabetes is affecting millions throughout the world, and millions in South Africa. And there are a lot of, you know, the pre-diabetic diabetic group that we're looking at right now is prevalent, and so prevalent that people are oblivious to it until they get diagnosed, then only live a healthier lifestyle and begin to make these more conscious choices.
Rather than being reactive, we should be proactive. A strong intellect, ability to see cause and effect, should make us act beforehand. The reason diabetes is such a silent disease is, first of all, it's driven by our own choices, number one. Number two, the environment has become abnormal. When we normalize abnormal, then we can't see beyond what it should be. You know, the ideal is not known to us. So those that know need to lead the process to highlight to people that there is a different way. There's a better way of being energetic and healthy, you know. And the focus today on World Diabetes Day is women's health. Science and all the evidence is showing when women are very healthy, societies will thrive because it impacts on their children and their children's children. So if you develop diabetes during pregnancy, that's gestational diabetes, it has certain outcomes or complications to the mother during the pregnancy, to the fetus. There's a higher risk of miscarriages and all of that, but the risk continues in a transgenerational way. It's what some people have dubbed in scientific circles transgenerational metabolic karma, cause and effect.
Dr. Reda, thank you so much for your time. I think ending off on that note is so ideal, because it's not just about World Diabetes Day, it's about doing that every day and making the conscious healthy choices for ourselves and those we love each and every day. Thank you for your time and joining us. Insightful information from the good doctor. As he mentioned, it takes a workout of about 25 minutes to burn off sugar from a can of cold drink. Well, why don't you kickstart that exercise habit with us and ensure you stay in shape? Are you ready? All right, let's go. We're going to take our heels, kick it to our buttocks, called butt kickers, to warm it up. Let's go for it. 30 seconds. Let's go on to the next exercise. We're going to focus on the upper body, and like I said to you, it's not just about strength and shaping and toning, it's also about mobility. So here's what I want us to now do. Keep your feet wider than shoulder width, and that's to give you a grounding and to maintain your balance. I want you to engage your core. So basically you pull your navel into your spine, and that gives you wonderful stability. We're then going to take our hands forward in front of us, and I want us to squeeze our elbows back and straighten them in front of you. What this exercise does, it loosens up on the trapezius muscle, or the muscle that's in the upper shoulder area, and it really allows you to strengthen it, but also give it a bit of a flexibility workout. Good, relax it down. Now we're going to focus on the shoulder area. Now with this exercise, notice we have no form of resistance around us. We don't have weights, we don't have bands or elastics. What we're going to utilize are different ranges of motion to allow our bodies to give itself its own resistance to strengthen those particular muscle groups. So this next exercise, feet shoulder width apart, lean slightly forward, hinge forward at the hips, hands in front of you, and imagine you're holding 2 jugs of water. And all I want you to do is slowly raise those hands up and pour the water out. So your thumbs point down and drop it down again. And off you go. Good. Let's go up and down, up and down. And that you do for 30 seconds. Good, relax it down. You should feel an interesting burn on the shoulders. Now you might think, Ronald, this seems so easy, but as you increase your duration of the exercise, you'll find that particular muscle groups begin to burn. Now we need to go into our tummies. We're going to bring in variations of different floor exercises to help strengthen the upper body. So onto our knees, knees on the mat, and I want you to place your hands forward in front of you, just below your shoulders, okay? From that position, all I want you now to do is lift the legs up and drop it down. That you're going for speed. All right? What this does is it's a variation on the plank exercise, so the shoulder muscles keep you stable and the abs and the legs get a good workout. Good, drop you down. All right, we're showing you new things. We're bringing in variations on traditional exercises because I'm sure you thought we were going to do a push-up. But guess what? We didn't. What we are going to do is a modified French press. So I want you to form a diamond in the hand and place it in front of you. Knees on the floor. And all that I want you to do is bend your elbows behind and straighten them up. Bend them behind and straighten them up. What this exercise does, while you keep on going with it, keep on going, it focuses on the tricep muscle. But your abs need to keep you engaged. This is the basic version. If this is too easy for you, you lift your knees off the floor and your feet are on the floor, giving you balance and stability, and you do the same exercise. If that is too easy, all that you do is pike up, where you lift your hips upwards and you do the exact same exercise. And you're aiming for 20 repetitions. Good, and relax it up. Now the final exercise for today, while you're sitting on our haunches over here, is to work the bicep. Now you might say, Ron, how do I work the bicep without a weight? What I want you to do is place your right hand in front of you, tuck that elbow into your side area, take your left hand and place it on top of your right wrist. Then while you lift your right wrist up, your left hand pushes down. So you are offering yourself your own resistance, and down. Up, 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 tighten that bicep, and down. What this is called an isometric exercise because you are offering yourself controlled resistance, and you can decide how much resistance you're actually going to offer to work that bicep muscle. You're aiming to do 15 repetitions on each arm. Good, change hands. Let's go. Good, and relax it down. Nothing too hectic. Quite easy. You can see you're not even breaking a sweat, but let's see how it goes if they repeat it 3 or 4 more times. And that's exactly what you should do. Remember, exercise, you need to challenge your body with it. If you don't challenge your body will not progress, and your body will then plateau and you won't see results, allowing you to get frustrated and maybe give up on working out. Working out is a difficult thing to do, but it's the most important thing to do for your overall health. Remember, your first wealth is your health, and we here are helping you invest into it. And that is how we wrap up this show. Remember, your first wealth is your health, so start investing by exercising and eating healthy. Do keep in touch with us by sending an email to shapeyourlife@ann7.com for all your health-related queries, feedback and topic suggestions. From me, Ronald Avergy, and the Shape Your Life team, goodbye.